All we have to do is figure out how to do better self-management and support behavior change with this group, and we can make such an important difference.
John, I have one more question for you. Was there some kind of, and I'm asking the same question to all the people that are joining us in these interviews, what drove you into the area of patient support? I mean, you're a well-established academic, you've studied behavior, you studied all this, but is there something fundamentally, for you that said, wow, I really want to focus on?
That's a really great story, Kevin. I'll try to not make it be too long, but when I cut my teeth, when I got my PhD 1,000 years ago, that actually was back in the 80s, early 90s, and we were just in the beginnings of the HIV/AIDS epidemic. At that time, we didn't have good antiretroviral therapies. The treatments for the opportunistic diseases and infections were also poor. So the life expectancy for a more advantaged person was maybe 9 months to a year post-diagnosis. I mean, people were dying. It was a terminal illness almost at the point of diagnosis. But what we saw at that time that had such an impact on my entire career is that we saw huge variations in that life expectancy between, for example, more advantaged white gay men in San Francisco, in my country, the United States, and maybe like an IV drug using woman from an ethnic or racial minority community. Maybe the white gay man might be living twice as long. So the message I got from that was, if we can just get her what he's got, we can have an enormous impact on life expectancy, even though we don't understand how this disease works. We don't have any good treatments. All we have to do is figure out how to do better self-management and support behavior change with this group, and we can make such an important difference. That was my example from early on in the AIDS epidemic, and that same example can be told again and again if we're talking about diabetes, hypertension, obesity management, or now with preventing and managing symptoms of COVID-19.
Absolutely, and that's a really, really interesting and telling example. And of course, I remember as well. But thank you very much, John.
It's a pleasure.
That's it. You've had some really interesting things to say, as you always do, and I'm sure that everybody who's watching the video is going to be able to learn from your experience. So thanks.